Budwi, can you please share how to check whether if the installation already correct already?
Okay. I will try to share my screen. Okay, if you already success in download and install the Visual Studio, especially for SQL Server integration services, you can search the application in search box. I hope you can see my screen. Just type Visual Studio. Because in step by step for installation, we recommend to use Visual Studio 2019. So I hope you have the same version, same with us. So just click Visual Studio 2019. So this is the interface when you click the Visual Studio application. And now you just have to click the create new project. Because I have already used the integration services project, so I have this in the right side. But if you don't have this, you just have to search in this box, integration, and it will display the integration service project, integration services project Azure enable, and integration services import project wizard. But you just have to choose the first one, integration services project. Just click and highlight the integration services project box and click next in the bottom. You can ask me if I explain so fast. Next. So this is the interface for configure your new project. You can rename the project name, maybe. It's up to you what is your name in your your first project in SSIS. So if you already rename the project, you just have to click the create button in the bottom. Just create, and you will have the studio environment for do integration. So if you have success in install the application, so you will have this. If the participant already have the same interface like me,
We have some participants here from Malaysia, Cambodia, Philippines, Thailand, and Singapore. So could you please confirm whether you have any issue to follow the step until the screen showing by Budwi, please?
Because if you don't have the same condition, we can practice together later. So I hope you have the same result. Maybe I think there is not a question for us. Maybe if you have a problem, you can just ask directly or just type in the chat box. Okay, there is a question. What to start its integration service project? Yes, Miss Rosalinda. Maybe I will show you again. I will close the Visual Studio. Create new project. Type integration. Just integration, so it will display all of the option, and you just have to choose the first one, integration services project. Have you find it, Miss Rosalinda? Okay, I think you're already fine. If you have if you already have a project, SSIS project, you just have to choose the recent project templates like this.
In the chat, I think Miss Rosalinda still cannot find the
not displaying. Yeah. Okay, maybe you have a problem with the installation. Can you just share your screen, okay, Miss Rosalinda?
Yes, Miss Rosalinda. Please share your screen so Ibu Dwi can try to figure out the issue.
Okay, click create a new project. You can type integration. Yes. Okay.
Enter maybe.
There is no. Okay. Maybe you can back. Just back. Click back button in the button of back. Button. Yes, back.
In the keyboard, right?
Yes. Just click the option, the continue without code. Yes. Okay. Can you click the extension tab, manage extension? Yes. Just search in the search box, just search integration. Okay, nah, you have to download the first one, SQL Server Integration Services Project. Yes, download.
Okay, so while waiting the Miss Rosalinda to download, is other participant also have some issue or can follow the step until the
Maybe Miss Ita can share in the chat the installation, step-by-step installation document. So Miss Rosalinda can just follow the instruction in the document. So until we wait the download result, so you just have to install the download file, and you can just follow the instruction in our installation document. It will be we will share again the document in the chat. Have the other participant have the problem to find the integration services project? Maybe for the other participant, you just can ask about the installation problem in the chat box. And my friend, oh, Mr. Hanif disconnected.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Connection issue. We hope he will join.
Yes, he disconnect again.
Okay.
So maybe
Okay, so
because it already 8:31 and it is Friday, maybe we just have to continue the material.
okay.
Okay, I will try to share the information about the material that have to presented by Mr. Hani.
Yeah, the installation guide also already shared by Ms. Dwi. So for the other participant can follow the installation guide documents in the chat.
Okay, after we readiness check, we will continue with the material about introduction to SSIS. And SSIS is stand for SQL Server Integration Services. Maybe I just overview the material from Mr. Hanif because actually it had to presented by Mr. Hanif. So I just overview the material because the time is already 8:30. Okay. Have you already see my screen?
Yes, the overview.
Okay. Actually, this is an overview about SSIS, and in this overview, there are some outlines that have already prepared for today. The first is data integration, how it's the concept, methods, and what is the advantage. Why are we using the SSIS? What is SSIS? What is the capabilities and how it works? And what are the SSIS requirements and SSIS package and the common tasks, and how to create new project in SSIS and the overview of SSIS feature and panel. But I think for the create new project in SSIS, in the first time we already tried to look how the interface of SSIS and how to we create the new project in SSIS. Maybe what is data integration concept? If we talk about data integration concept, actually we will try to integrate the data from multiple sources and the data processes to give insightful information. So in this sentence, we try to integrate, and the data is not just from one sources, but maybe from multiple sources, maybe from unstructured or structured or semi-structured data. And what is the purpose of integrated data? Of course, to get the insightful information. So the second is the data can be heterogeneous data or homogeneous data, and the data can be structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. So this is the main point for data integration concept. So actually, what is the data integration methods? There are data profiling. We will try to learn about the data structure, and after we know the data structure, we will try to data cleansing for our needs, because maybe if you have the clean data, you don't have to do data cleansing. But if you feel that the data still need to clean, so you have to do the data cleansing. The data cleansing, maybe if you have the data with many null value, maybe you can just to do the imputation to complete the value, so you don't have many null value in your data. But it's regard to condition for regard to condition, if we just have to use the data as is, or we try to enhance the data. So after we cleansing, we have the integration. For integration, for data integration, maybe it just from structure and structured data, but it also maybe for data integration for structured and unstructured data. If you have maybe data from RDBMS, Relational Database Management System, maybe it can be we categorize as structured data, or you have unstructured data like from PDF, or from Word, or from what else? Yeah, video or image. Maybe unstructured data is have a complex process for integrate, because we can integrate the unstructured data as is, but you have to try to transform the unstructured data to structured data, so you can integrate with structured data, because it will be difficult to integrate the structure and unstructured data before you transform the unstructured data to structured data. And the fourth one is data merging, migration, and replication. Maybe in data integration method, you have to combine from one table to another table, or from one database to another database. So this is the function of data merging. And for data integration, we will try to maybe you have to do replication, because if we talk about data integration, you try to combine from one sources to another sources, you have to try to replicate data from the sources. So the sources is still stay the same, but you have the new data that has that has a value from the sources, and maybe you just add a value from the other sources. Maybe if you have joined the first session, yes, in the first day about introduction to data database, we are already talk about data merging, and you have maybe you get the point that data merging is combine the data, whether it's from a different table or different database. And the method for data integration, the other is ETL, ELT, or ETLT, design and development. For ETL or ELT, it's just maybe the order of the word, because for ETL we for the first time we extract the data and transform and load to target or destination repository. But for ELT, we extract and load to target or a destination. But if we want to use the data, we must to transform before we use the data. But in ETL, we already transform the data. So if we after we transform and load to a repository target or destination, we can just to use the data without have to transform again. But if you have a requirement to transform again or enhance the data, maybe you will do the transformation. And the next is data warehousing. Data warehousing, because all of the method is related. So for data warehousing, we will use the ETL method, and maybe we use data profiling, we use data cleansing to build the data warehouse. And the next is legacy and third-party interface, because maybe we have more than one interface of application in our organization, and to connect the data from one application to another, and they have a different database solution. For example, one application use SQL Server for the database, and the second one have MySQL. Maybe you have to connect, if you want to combine the data from these sources, you have to use the data integration method, especially for ETL or ELT, to connect one application or one database to the second database, so they can communicate it. And the communication eventually maybe need the legacy or third-party interface, like that. So if you use maybe for ETL from SQL Server, you just have to use ODBC connector or OLEDB connector. But if you have to integrate it with the Hadoop, you have to find the connector from the third-party interface, or what is there is provide the Hadoop connector. So yeah, for integration method for different technology, sometimes we need the third-party interface. And the last is data modeling, because if you want to do the data integration, you have to design the data model. We already talked about data modeling, and in the data modeling, there are entities and attributes, and from this design, we can find how to integrate maybe from data model for data source A, and this is the data model for data source for from data source B. Where is the pain point, or where is the gain point that can use as a key value that can connect the model, maybe in from data sources A, they are customer ID, and data sources B has a customer ID too. Now we can integrate the information from data sources A to data sources B based on customer ID. Maybe if in here, I think Hanif still can join us, so I will continue the explanation. For data integration advantage, the first one is reduce data complexity and data integrity, easy data collaboration, smarter business decision. Yes, because if we do data integration, so maybe if we just say, oh, from system A to system B, how to integrate it, or how to make sure the data integrity. If we just use the data integration method in the data integration method like data modeling or ETL tools, you just can find that it will it can be a solution for this problem, like data integrity, reduce or data complexity. And of course, with data integration, we can collaborate from one sources to another sources, because in our organization, BPS Statistik Indonesia, like the other organization, of course, we have so many application and so many database solution. And if we want to build a data warehouse, so we have to learn data structure from one sources to another sources, and see what is the key value that can be used to integrate the data. So with data integration, if we already have the data modeling for that our organization, where is not just one application in there, but all of the application or database design of all application in our organization. So with the data collaboration is not possible to conduct it to be conducted, because we can see from the data model where is the key that can be used to integrate from one data to another. And because we have the data integration result, so we can view the problem from different view, right? For example, for customer data, we can see that from her salary, or from her what else, from her health case, or from her what is I don't know this much. I don't know what else the example I can think of. But if you have if you have done the data integration for all of the data in your organization, of course you have reached you have been enhanced your data, and it will help you to do a decision for your organization. This is we're using SSIS. Oh, there is Anit. Maybe you can just continue the material.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh,
Please, Anit.
I'm sorry. Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry. I have some technical difficulties. My phone has been updated automatically.
It's okay, Pak Hanif.
Yes. This is the last. I will continue what my friend has been presented. Okay, I will continue the reason why we should using SSIS. First one, the data can be loaded in parallel to many varied destinations. So we can ingest from we can the input from RDBMS or can be from XLS or many source. And then the second reason is remove the hardcore programmers need. So we don't need the complex coding. The third reason is integration with the other Microsoft product from SQL Server to SQL Server Power BI. I'm sorry, Microsoft Power BI and etc. And the fourth reason is cheaper than other ETL tools. You can see the Visual Studio is downloaded freely. And the fifth one is provide graphical user interface to transform data easily. And next is build business intelligence into a data transformation process. And the last one is robust error and event handling. I think the last reason is SSIS is so mature in this area, in this ETL. Next one is, what is SSIS? It stands for SQL Server Integrated Service. It is a component of Microsoft SQL Server DBMS, besides of the SQL Server itself. And then there is SSAS, SQL Server Analysis Service, and then there is SSIS, Integrated Service. It is used to perform a wide range of data integration and transformation tasks. So this is about how we can do the integration and transformation task process before we load the data to the data warehouse. Okay, the next material is two main functions of SSIS. The first one is the data integration, and the second one is workflow. The data integration is combine the data from different sources and provide unified view of the data to users. And the second one about the workflow. The workflow is can execute some specific steps or particular path based on time period or parameter to package or query data from database. The second one is can automate SQL Server DB maintenance. And then the last one, the workflow provides update to multidimensional analytical data. And for the next material, we will see what is capabilities of SSIS. The first one is auto organize and lookup transformation. Then tight integration with other Microsoft SQL family, provide rich studio environment, and then provide lookup, clean up, or masking and etc. Then the next capability is high-speed data connectivity, and the last one is SSIS can be used in data migration. And then how SSIS works. From data integration and its workflow, its creation are carried out using SSIS package. Okay, okay. How SSIS works? It's because there are three major components. The first one is the operational data, and then second one is ETL process, and the last one is data warehouse. Okay, I will make it simple. The operational data, it's about the database that uses to integrate the data from multiple data sources to perform additional operation on the data. It is a place where the data is placed for current operation before sent to the data warehouse for storing, reporting, or archiving. In other simple term, is the operational data is where the SIS store temporary before it loaded to warehouse. And the second component is about ETL, extract, transform, and load. The ETL also ensure data that stored in warehouse is relevant, accurate, high quality, and useful to the business users. And then, because we use ETL, we can use data warehouse efficiently and effectively. And the ETL help organization to make data-driven decisions. And the last one, we have already know about the data warehouse, where a place where various data that has been processed by ETL process landed and model for answering business questions or making decisions. And then after we know the three major component of SSIS, we must know what the requirement of SSIS. The first one, of course, the SQL server, and the second one is to use Visual Studio with content data tools. That in the previous session, we are already checked the Visual Studio that content data tools has been installed. And then besides of three major components of SSIS, there is SSIS package. SSIS package is a place where we code in SSIS, but we must know the code in SSIS is not similar with coding programming, but it's a place where we develop the ETL process. Maybe in SSIS there is some little, maybe there are a tiny bit code what we must provide, but it's different with the general coding, programming logic. And then after we code in SSIS, the ETL will be executed based on flow that have been defined in SSIS package. And the SSIS package consists of the first one is the connection, the second one is control flow, and the third one is data flow. The that is in already in the screen. There are three components of SSIS package. Next is I will show you 9 common tasks in SSIS. There is execute SQL tasks, data flow tasks, analysis service processing tasks, execute packet tasks, until send mail tasks. Besides it, besides those, there are many tasks that can be written in here, that can be shown in here. And then this is the last part of the introduction. We will what is we will try to create a new project in SSIS. It's the first step before we continue to the practical material in SSIS. Uh, let we open the Visual Studio. I will stop the screen share. I'm sorry, the Visual Studio is hello. This is the Visual Studio data tools. So let we try how to create new project in SSIS. The first one is everybody can follow me. You can choose the top menu bar. There is file menu, and then appears some pop up, and then choose new, and then choose project. Let's wait some minute, okay? And the dialog box is appear, the new project dialog box, and you choose, where is it? Okay, choose to the left pane, you choose business intelligence, and then choose the of subcategory of business intelligence. Is it integration service? And then you choose in the center pane, this is integration service project. And then don't forget the name. You can rename it or just use the default, up to you. And you can specify the location. I will try. Oh, wait, there is technical difficulty. I have been choose the location, and I will rename it test one, and then click OK. And you can wait. The Visual Studio is preparing the project. It's kind of about 1 minute or 2 minutes. Okay, it's already prepared, but let the Visual Studio prepare the visual. Okay, uh, okay, from Rosalinda Mafaye, I will answer. I will repeat the question. Can we change the location or we just use the default location? Uh, for easiness, we can use the default location, or yes, you can use the default location for this session for easiness. But for if it, if it's for others other experiment or any try, if I'm sorry, if you want to use for daily, you can change the location up to you. It doesn't matter location. But for easiness, you can use the default. Okay, and then I will continue for the last. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, Rosalinda, there is no problem. Okay, okay. Before I continue, I will I will review the graphical user interface of Visual Studio of data tools. There are there are four main window panes in here. The first one is SSIS toolbox in the left pane, and then there is Solution Explorer Windows pane in the right, and then there is the output window panes in the below, and the last one is the main package where we will design the control flow, design the data flow, or define the parameter and etc. And beside that, there are some menu in the top in the menu bar. And if we want to execute the parameter, if we want to start, I'm sorry, I'll repeat again. If we want to execute the workflow, we just press this button, start, and I will show you simple step how to use the component from CSS toolbox. Let we drag data flow tags, and the first component is already here, but it looks like takes ah takes time. This is the sample of the first component that about data flow tags. If you want to use that, if we use that, we just double click. There are so many. If I'm sorry, I will repeat. If we choose the data flow, double click it, and we see that in the left pane, it's changed. It's different from the first view. In the second view, there are many tabs in here from destination assistant, source assistant, where define the input data and the output data. And the below part is the tasks from aggregate function, conditional function, data conversion, derive function, and then next is Hadoop function, lookup function, merge and merge join, and then there is ODBC destination and ODBC data source. That is generally we use in BPS daily. Let's try to drag the ODBC source. Oh, it takes time in my computer. Okay, and just it, and I will explain a little bit about the solution explorer in the right pane. The solution explorer is where the file is located, or the hierarchical structure of our project. There is project params in here. There is collection manager, SSS, SSIS package, the parts of package, miscellaneous, and linked Azure resource. Maybe we want to connect the package to the Azure. We know Azure is the cloud computing of Microsoft. Okay, maybe my part is enough. I will let let's my friend to continue the material. Thank you for the attention. Tim. Stop.
We will take a break or just continue the material, Riyad?
I think we can continue, yeah, because we need
Okay.
to make it finish before the Friday prior.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you for the explanation.
And for all participants, in case you have any question or you have any problem during following the step, you can just ask in the chat or can ask in the by speaking directly. Okay, thank you, Miss.
Novi.
Oh, Novi, Miss Novi, please continue your presentation. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I will try to share screen. I will continue the material about data loading, and this session we will try to use the SSIS to extract and load the data. So we are already know that SSIS is used as ETL tool, as mentioned in the first part of big data segmentation, especially for a data engineer. One of the responsibility of data engineer is creating the reliable pipelines and combining data sources. So SSIS just one kind of technology that can support data engineers' main tasks. Of course, there are many ETL tools, and each of them has pros and cons. So the challenge for a data engineer is to explore how advantage of each technology can be optimized, because in one situation we cannot just rely with one solution. In ETL, there are three processes: extract, transform, and load. So now I will continue about how to use the SQL Server integration services to extract and load the data. So for load the data, we need to know what kind of connection type that will be used. So data connection type related with a data source and destination. Your data sources can be in the form of RDBMS, Relational Database Management System, or flat file. RDBMS types such as MySQL, PostgreSQL, DB2, Oracle, or RDBMS that we have already installed, Microsoft SQL Server, and many more. For introduction today, we just discuss and practice about four types data connection in SSIS, or whether it as a source or destination. So for OLEDB, ODBC, Excel, and flat file, actually it can be as a source or it can be as a destination. So for the difference between OLEDB and ODBC, if you are a programmer, maybe you have already know, but if you want to know, maybe you are a future programmer. So maybe I will not discuss detail about the difference between OLEDB and ODBC, because in general it is the tools to communicate the data. For OLEDB is for data and unstructured data and structured data, and for ODBC is common for structured data. And ODBC is one of Microsoft product. OLEDB is one of Microsoft product, and ODBC. I think all of the database solution like MySQL, PostgreSQL, SQL Server itself, DB2, Oracle, and so on has their ODBC driver, their own ODBC driver. So if you want to use the ODBC connection, so you must match with what is your target repository or your data sources. If you use MySQL as a data sources, so you have to install the ODBC driver for MySQL, or if you have PostgreSQL as your data destination, so you must have to install ODBC driver for PostgreSQL. So every database has their own ODBC driver, and you must have download and install it. And I will show you how to add the ODBC driver. But in this case, we just have I just show the ODBC driver for SQL Server. Maybe if you have a database beside of SQL Server, maybe you must find the ODBC driver itself. And for Excel and flat file, a flat file in here is such as CSV or CXT. And okay, we continue. This is the interface when you use OLEDB Connection Manager. So Mr. Hanif already show you the right side of SSIS in studio environment. There are so many common tasks, and there are so many stage or connector that can be used, and one of the connector is OLEDBC connector. In OLEDB Connection Manager, the first one you have to input is the provider. If you open the Connection Manager, there are many provider options, and you just have to choose one. Maybe I will show you later. And after you choose the provider, you can you can input the authentication, server name, authentication, and test the connection. So in OLIDB Connection Manager, this is the main point. And for ODBC Connection Manager, I think same with OLIDB Connection Manager. When you configure ODBC Connection Manager, if you have data connection, if the data connection is empty, it means that you don't have one or more ODBC Connection Manager, or you have not created you haven't created the ODBC Connection Manager, so you must add a new ODBC Connection Manager. And when you click the new button, it will show you the interface like this, and you must determine what is your DSN, data source name. Later I will show you how to make the data source name. And after you determine your data source name, you have to input the username and password of the data source name and test the connection. And the third one is Excel source and destination. So if you already open the studio environment, there are Excel source, there are Excel destination. The main points, if you use the Excel as the source or destination, are Excel path. Of course, you have to determine where is your Excel document and Excel version, because the disclaimer is the Excel version will be determined whether your job is success or not in this case, because if we use the Excel version for maybe 2016, maybe it will not compatible with our SSIS, so we must choose the document that is use the Excel version below of that version. Maybe I will show you later. And the third one is first row has a column name. Yes, because if we have a Excel document, usually we put the column name in the first row. So the interface, so the SSIS will ask us if we use the first row as the column name. If you don't use the first row, or the first row is blank, so you just have to uncheck the question. And last is worksheet and range. If you have more than one sheet in your Excel document, maybe you have to choose where is the sheet that you will be used. And in this sheet, you will be maybe you have to determine if all of this sheet will be used as a data source or a data destination, or just maybe from 10 columns, you just want to use 5 columns as your data source. You have to determine it. And data types and length conversion, because in the Excel, usually it already have a default data types and the length. For example, for text, maybe in Excel document, it already as a default, there are type, the column type is string or text, and the length is, for example, 255. So you have to adjust it based on your need. Maybe it's just 50 for the length of the text, or 15, or maybe lower than that. You just can adjust it, but you must be careful, because if your data have, for example, 100 length for the text, and you just determine its length 50, so you will lose the data about 50 50 50 string, yes, because 50 string, right? Because the maximum length in the data is 100, but you just input the length for 50. So you must be careful in determine the length of your column. And data access mode, maybe I will show you directly about data access mode. And the last is input output mapping, because in ETL, from the data sources to data destination, you must mapping if the column A in the sources and the column A in the data destination it's same, so you just have to mapping A to A. But if A in the data source A is it means B in the data source B, so you have to mapping manually A to B. So input output mapping is input output mapping process is the process that you must determine what is the data in source, and what is what will be the data in data destination. So maybe you will clear find it if we practice. And the last is a flat file source and destination. And in the flat file source and destination, we already know there is a CSV or TXT. So same with the Excel document, we must specify the file, where is the address of the file, and the format, it has the text qualifier or not, what is the delimiter, because if we use CSV, maybe we use a comma as a delimiter, or the first row is the column name, and after that we specify the name, data type, and maximum width on individual column. And the last is mapping. We just have to mapping like the in Excel source and destination. So it's time to hands-on. I hope all of the participants already have SSIS installed in your computer or a laptop. So maybe I will share screen Visual Studio environment. Is there any problem in open the Visual Studio or find the integration services? If no, I will assume there is no problem. Okay. Sorry. Okay. For SSIS, maybe we try to reopen again the Visual Studio, and I hope you will follow the step-by-step that I will show you. Okay, we have Visual Studio here. Click. If you have the project, the recent project, so you can see it in Open Recent. But if you don't have, you have to create a new project. And or you want to create a new project, you just have to click create a new project, integration service project. Next, you have to.
Novi, the
Yeah?
screen is still just showing the folder instead of the Visual Studio screen. Maybe.
Oh, wait. No, you see?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I will repeat. So this is Visual Studio. After I search in my search box, Visual Studio, so it will display like this. If you have already created a project, your project name will be listed in the right side. But if you don't have a project or you want to create a new project, you just have to click create new project. I hope you already know how to create a new project, or is there a problem in creating a new project? Maybe you just ask me directly, because if you have a problem in create a new project, so we can continue.
Maybe can you please demonstrate to create a new project?
Okay, for create a new project, you just click create a new project. You can click here if you have already opened the integration services project, but if it is not shown in the right side, you just have to search integration and click integration services project. Until here, you can follow me.
Yes.
Integration service project. Okay, highlight and next. Okay. In this environment, you just have to naming your project. Maybe you want to naming. It's up to you. And for location default, it will located in C users, your user's name, source/repost. And if you want to change it, you can change it if you have the other location as option, but I will leave it. Okay. Until here, you can follow me?
Yes.
Okay. And you just have to click the create button. Oh. You just have to click the create button. So we have the same environment now. You can follow me?
Yes.
Okay, I think my internet connection is unstable. Wait. Okay. This when you have opened the SSIS to the environment, maybe we can try to create a new package. I will close the package. Okay. As default, when we open the SSIS environment, there are already default package and the name is package.dtsx. So you can just rename the package, or if you want to create a new package, you just have to click in the SSIS package in here, right click and click the new SSIS package. Okay, like this. And for the package, you can rename it like this. Maybe we will try to rename it as loading one. Loading one. Just enter it. After you rename it, enter, and it will show the pop-up like this. And you just have to choose the yes to all option. Okay. Until here, you can follow me.
Yes, still can follow. So for other participant, if you cannot follow the step, please write in the chat box. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rosalinda. Thank you, Rian. So in this package, after you rename the package name, now I will show you what is the first step if you want to create a job with SSIS. The first one is you must drag the data flow tags in right side. You just have to drag it to center. Okay, just like this. Okay, if you have already drag the data flow tags, you can double click the data flow tags. Double click, so it will show you another interface, and in this interface we can choose our data sources. What is our data sources, or what is our data destination? So actually, it just if you want to come back to data flow tags, you just have to click the control flow tab like this. And if you want to double click, you can tap data flow tab. It's them. So in the data flow environment, now I will teach you about how to determine or configure the OLIDB data source. So in here, in the right side, there is many connector like ODBC source or OData source. Maybe we can, this is other sources like ADONET source, CDC source, Excel source. But for the first, we will try to use OLIDB source. So you can follow me, click the OLIDB source and drag to the center. And make sure this is you are in data flow environment. Okay, your data flow tab is in active condition, OLIDB source. So you already have OLIDB source in here, and it's still red because we must configure the OLIDB source first. For configure it, you just have to double click like this, and it will show you the interface. I hope you can follow me.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, I'm not sure why the only DB source is not showing in the SSIS toolbox. Do I need
Oh,
to add something?
no, you don't have to add something. Maybe if you don't see it, maybe you can search in SSIS toolbox
Mhm.
like this. Yeah, and it will be use the option. It will show you the option. You find it?
Cannot.
Oh, can you share your screen?
Okay. Oh, 1 minute. Okay.
Okay, okay. You just have to double click your data flow tags
That's
in here.
okay.
Data flow tags. No, no, no.
Oh,
In
this one.
the center, yes. Click, double click. Nah. And you can see in the tab,
Okay.
control flow tab, data flow tab. Nah, you are in data flow environment.
Oh,
In here, you just have to search OLEDB. You can type it if you difficult. OLEDB, yeah, other sources, yes,
oh,
drag it.
okay. So I missed to double click the. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Thank you. You
Okay,
can please continue the presentation.
okay, we will continue. I hope you in the same page with me. OLEDB source. The OLEDB source, double click in OLEDB source. In here, we must configure OLEDB connection manager, data access mode, and name of the table or the view. Maybe I want to check if you have the marketplace database in your SQL server. Do you still have it?
Okay, I'll check it.
Maybe, okay. Before it, I will check with you. Okay, we just have to open the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Like this, connect. In here, I have a marketplace database. Tell me if you don't have it, because I will use the marketplace database as data sources for our practice.
This is the same database in the yesterday, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
we will use that. Okay. How about the other participant? Do you still have the marketplace database? Okay, thank you, Narlin. Okay, I just make sure that you already have it. So we will continue to configure the OLEDB source. Okay, in OLEDB source, double click it, and in OLEDB connection manager, if you use the if you want to scroll down and see the option, there are no option because you have not created it. So you must click the new button. Follow me, new button. Yeah. In here, because I have already at the marketplace database, I have the list in data connection list. I have it, but I think you don't have anything in here. I will show you how to add it. So I will delete it. Yes, you just have to click new in here, new again. Yes. So in here interface, we must input the server name. How to know your server name? Maybe you just have to open again your SQL Server Management Studio, and maybe you can click the Connect Object Explorer in here. And it will show the pop-up like this, pop-up for authentication, and the server name is in here. Do you see your server name?
Yes.
Okay. If you see the server name, you just have to copy it, and paste in here. Okay. If you already input the server name, so in here we will continue. The next step is for authentication. For authentication, we just have to use Windows authentication. Maybe I will show you how to use the other authentication, such as SQL Server authentication. But for this case, we just have to use Windows authentication. So it will be stay the same. So the next step is connect to a database. When you already input your server name, if you scroll down, it will show you a list of databases in your SQL server. Maybe you just have to choose the marketplace database like this. I'm sorry. You just have to click the select or enter a database name, not the second option. Okay. Select or enter a database name and select marketplace. After that, you test connection. Click. Have all of the participant has the same result like me?
In mine, okay, maybe may I share the screen?
Boleh.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes, you may.
Okay. So in my local database, I have the marketplace database here.
Okay.
But when I connect in the in here, I'm not sure why, because the database is not showing here. Or
Oh. Master.
or should I just type the database name?
No, I think this is the admin. Mm, can you show me your SSMS?
Okay.
Um,
And let's share screen. Here is my SSMS, just like
okay.
literally without the.
Okay. I know. In server name, maybe you just have to type the local host.
Okay. Let me.
But maybe you can try to
Yeah,
connect.
yeah,
Click the connect.
you're correct. So when I type the localhost, it's showing the marketplace.
Okay.
Thank you. You can continue, please.
Okay. I hope already have test connection success. You can ask me if you have a different result. How, Ryan?
Yes, it's success now.
Okay. If you have test the connection, you just click OK. Okay, and you can see in data connection list, maybe you have one connection in here. Yes. Okay, just highlight the marketplace like this and click OK. And in OLEDB Connection Manager, we have this. If you have a OLEDB Connection Manager, you can select the data access mode. Data access mode, there are some types. There are table or view. So it means you use all the table. It's just same with select all from table A, select all from table B. If you use table or view, table name or view name variable. If you have a variable or what, maybe I I doesn't use this data access mode. I usually use a table or view. Or if you want to use SQL command, if you have one table, there are A, B, C, there are column A, B, C, and you just want to use A and B column, maybe you can use SQL command text. You just have to type like this, select all from, maybe you will not type all, but select it. This is just for example. Select A, B, form, table, A, like this. Maybe just like this. If you don't want to use all of the column in your table, but if you want to use all of the column, you just have to choose the table or view. In this case, we try to use a table or view. So it assumes that we will use all of the table, all of the column in the table. And if you already choose the table or view, in name of the table, it will show you the table option. Maybe I will try to region table, but if you want to try another table, it's up to you. But maybe for the first time, you can just follow me for region. And after we choose the table that we want to use, you can click preview. So in this preview option, you can see the data, preview of the data in your table like this. Until here, you can follow me?
Yes.
Okay. And after we make sure the data, we can, in the right side, there are columns. Click In here, we can see again what is the column in our table. Just leave it and click OK. And we are already configured the OLEDB source. Now we try to add the, I'm sorry, we try to add the, where is my SSIS toolbox? Sorry. Okay, where is he? Yeah, I think I lost it. I will try to save it. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. Okay. I will try another option. Okay, I get it. So if you don't, if you close your SSIS toolbox, usually it we can find it in toolbox in here, but I can find it when I choose the toolbox. It show like this, but you can try to other window and choose the, okay, there is no again, you toolbox, can choose it like this, other windows, SSIS toolbox.
Okay.
Maybe you you have condition
Noted.
like me. Okay.
Okay.
We try to add the destination. To add the destination, we try to use the Excel destination. So I just drag the Excel destination to the center like this. We have Excel destination in here. The disclaimer is when you use the Excel destination, you have to create the Excel document first. So in here, uh, we will try to create the Excel destination first. Let me show you how to create it. Maybe you can just open the Excel like this, or you want to follow me, click new Excel. You can naming it. So we try to create the Excel document for the destination. So the disclaimer is you have to create the document first. And the second one is you have to define your column in here. So you must, if you want to like this, in here, you have two columns, right? Region code and region name. If you want to move or load all of the column, so in here you can just type the region code and region name like this.
Is it case sensitive or not?
You can same with the column name in here. So in here, capitalize each word, right?
Okay.
Region code, or just lower all of the alphabet.
Okay.
Because later we will do input output process mapping in there. Maybe we will I will show you what is the effect of the can sensitive of the column name.
I see.
You already type your column name?
Yes.
Yes, just save it. You can save it like this and close it. And the disclaimer is when you try to start your job, maybe only DB source is already configured, Excel destination is already configured, don't open your Excel document. Make sure that your Excel document is closed. So we want to configure the Excel document. So the interface like this, double click in here. Yes. Click new. Click new.
Okay.
Click new. You
Yeah.
already here?
Yes, already.
Browse. And choose your Excel document. I have region test XLSX. Open. And for Excel version, maybe is 20 and 7 and 20 and 10. We will see the result. Just click OK. We choose table or view data access mode, and that you can see that no table or view could be loaded. All of the participant has the same result.
No, in mine it's showing the sheet 1, but I choose the
Okay.
Excel version 2016 instead of the 97.
Okay.
Yeah, the Excel version.
Because in me, it's not work.
Yeah, I choose the 16 version.
It's not work.
Yeah.
Maybe because my SQL SQL or SSIS is not compatible with the Excel version. So maybe each person has a different problem. So in me, I tried it and it's not work. So I try to, maybe if you already success, you just have to continue. But in me, I have to make my region text to another version of Excel. So I just save as, and I must choose for the other version. Like this. So in me, it worked in Excel version in 97 workbook. So I just have to save. Okay, and if you success with like Ryan, so just continue it. But in me, maybe I must adjust my version of the Excel. So I will just again test. Okay. Oh yes, I forget. In here, if you have we are already column name in first row, so don't forget to check in here. Okay.
Okay.
And so the name of Excel sheet will be show like this. And if you view existing, it will show you the column name of in your Excel document. And now we will try to mapping. We will try to mapping and the input column is still empty. So we must to link the blue arrow to Excel destination like this. You just have to drag it.
Okay.
You already do that?
Yes.
Drag the blue arrow. Okay. And click Excel destination mapping. And in the input column is already show. And for the same column name, it will be automatically mapped by SSIS like this: region code to region code, region name to region name. You can adjust it if you feel that the input and the destination column is not mapping correctly. But if you see it it already mapping correctly, so you just click OK. Okay, we have already create one job. Just save it in here and click start. Have all participants have the same result? So in here, we see 34 rows. It means there is 34 rows. There is load to Excel document in our Excel document.
Same result.
Okay. You just click the stop debugging in here.
Okay.
Now we will see the result. In here, this is my Excel document. I will click it. And we can see here that all of the contents in the region table already load into my Excel document.
Yes, same result.
Okay, so this is the example if you want to export your table to Excel, maybe if the size of the table or the content of the table is not too much, or you can just save it in the Excel document. But if it has um, apa ya, a size that is more capacity from Excel document, you can use a CSV document like that. I hope all of the participants have success in the first job in using SSIS. Maybe you can try to another option. Maybe there is one volunteer to share the screen. I will show you the step by step. I will direct you step by step. So don't worry.
Okay. So Miss Rosalinda, did you success to follow the steps? And Mr. or Miss Narlin Japai? No, sir. Okay. So, Mr. Rosalinda, maybe can be also a good practice. So, can you please share your screen? So maybe Miss Novi can try to figure out the issue. Okay, we see your screen.
Maybe Miss Rosalinda and um, Mr. Ryan, I will to restroom.
I'm sorry, Miss Novi.
I will go
yeah.
to the restroom, so just wait. Okay.
Okay. So we take a break
Okay.
for 5 minutes. So if everybody want to go to restroom or take some drink, please, and we back again in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Maybe we can start.
Okay, so is everybody joining now?
So
Okay.
for Miss Rosalinda, maybe you can share your screen.
Okay, Miss Rosalinda.
Okay, we try to see the Excel source first. Excel source still red. Okay. Click new. Choose your Excel file path. Okay. Yes. Maybe you can change your Excel version. Okay. Okay, save as. Click file. Here, save as. Save as in below save. In right side, there are save as options. Yes. Okay, where is your location? And yes, choose the Excel workbook, the fourth one, the fourth. Yes. Okay, save. Close the Excel. Yes, close the Excel document. And now we try to browse your Excel that you have been created. This one? Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. And name of the Excel sheet? Yes, sheet. You can preview. Okay. Close. Okay. So OLIDB to Excel source, you click in OLIDB source. There are blue arrow. Drag to Excel source. Oh, I think, okay, I know. The Excel source, because we want to use Excel as the destination, maybe you choose Excel destination, not Excel source. Maybe you can delete it, Excel source, you delete it. Delete? Just, you can right click. Yes. You can try to choose the Excel destination from the SSIS toolbox. Just type in search box Excel. Okay, in other destination. Other destination is Excel destination. Drag it. So you can configure like before. Yes. Just click yes. Okay, browse your document. Okay, choose your sheet. Okay. Oh, it's still okay. Okay. Can you double click your Excel destination, please? Yes. Yes. Can you click your mapping in the right side? Okay. Error output. Okay. Okay. Just click OK. You can drag your blue arrow from OLIDB source to Excel destination. Yes. Click again in Excel destination. Double click. Yes, double click. Click mapping. Yes. Region code, region name. Okay. Okay, the error is already gone. So save your job. Click the Dix icon. The what is the name? The save your job.
Where is it, ma'am?
And below a few tab, there are icon of disks.
I'm sorry.
Few,
In the what panel here?
in up
In menu.
there are few file.
Here.
Okay, there are save all. Save all. Yes. So you already saved. Click start. Okay. Okay, your data already load to
Already.
Excel.
Okay.
Yes, you
I
just
can
have
see.
to stop it.
Where is that?
Yes. Yes. You can check your Excel.
Okay, thank you. Ma'am, my
Yes.
question is, we use here XLS. Why not the XLS X?
In me is there is a problem. Maybe if you can just try like Rian. You can try to change your version, your Excel version. Maybe you can maybe you are success, not like me.
Okay. I'll try na lang. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Okay. Time is 10:25. There is a transformation material. Maybe I will continue for. You're welcome, Miss Rosalinda. Maybe I will show you a little bit about data loading in SSIS. We already have one job in here, so we can try to create another package just like this. You can use the default package in here, just rename it, or you can right click in the SSIS package like this, and new SSIS package like this. Have you already have a new package?
Wait.
Maybe in this in the second package, I will show you how to use ODBC sources, because our database not just SQL Server, right? Maybe in your organization you use the other database solution. So in here, the first thing that we must do if you want to use the ODBC sources, you must create the SQL Server authentication. Maybe now you just have Windows, you just use Windows authentication. Have you already see my SQL Server Management Studio?
Yes.
Okay. So for to check if our SQL Server accommodate the SQL Server authentication, so you just have to right click in your server name like this and click properties. Now in this properties, you can see in the right side there are some options, so you just have to click the security and make sure that the SQL Server and Windows authentication mode is checked. So Everybody has checked the SQL Server and Windows authentication mode?
Yes, already.
Okay, click OK. Usually, if you change the configuration, it will need to restart the SQL server. So I will later show you how to restart it. But the next we will create new user in our SQL server. In this, you can see security, login. You just have to right click in login, new login. Can you follow me?
Yes.
Okay. In the login name, make sure that you check the SQL Server authentication and determine what is your login name. Like this. What is your password? And uncheck this. Okay, you already done in first page. If in the tab, general tab, you already determine your login name and your password, you check the SQL Server authentication, so you can to the server roles, you can just check public. And in the user mapping, maybe you want the user just have the authentication to access the marketplace database. So you just have to check the database marketplace like this and determine the role for the user in marketplace database. Maybe Isna ini dua Isna ini so is the DB owner or data writer and DB data reader. So you can adjust the role in here. Okay, you can follow me.
Yes.
Okay, just leave it and click OK. Okay, I have a problem. The password and confirm. Okay, I think I have a typo in here. Okay, click OK. If you success, your server management studio. Close it like this, and in the search box, we try to find SQL Server Configuration Manager. Have you already find it? SQL Server Configuration Manager. Double click in here. Click yes, like this. Okay, can you follow me? In here, we can see there are SQL Server services in here. So in the second one, we see SQL Server, SQL Express, and the step is running. So we must to restart the service. So our new configuration that we already add, like the first, maybe we just check the Windows authentication, and later we change it to SQL and Windows authentication. So we must restart our SQL Server services to make it work. So just right click in SQL Server like this and just restart. Okay, so after we restart, the SQL Server is running again. Okay, everybody can follow my instruction or not?
Yes, still.
Okay. So we can close it and we can try to test our new login, new SQL Server authentication in Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, in here we can choose SQL Server authentication like this. So I will try my new account. Connect. Okay. Success to. Okay, I map my account to marketplace database only, right? So if I try to open the other database, maybe I will find the warning like this. So database was denied, the object will restore. Okay, but okay, I think there is a role that must I add. I will try Windows authentication. I will look at my login properties akun is nah ini. Okay, server role. Yes, user mapping. Oh, okay. I think because I checked the deny data reader, so I can reader the data. I'm sorry. It must be data reader and data writer. Already checked the same. I'm sorry. If I check the deny data reader, so I can read the data from the marketplace database. Okay, you can adjust it like me, like this. Data reader, data writer, DB owner, public. Okay. So if you want to change the properties of your account, maybe you can log in with Windows authentication first, connect. If you already connect, you go to the security, login, and click your account, new account, properties, and go to user mapping. In here, you adjust the roles. Okay, we try to test if I have authentication to access the data. Okay, marketplace. Okay, I can read the data. So your account works now or not?
Yes, it's working.
Okay, good. So it will be used in our ODBC sources configuration. So we have a new account now in our SQL server, and now we will try to add ODBC driver in this ODBC. You just have to like this, type ODBC data sources. Click it. No. So in here, in my ODBC data source administrator, I already have for ODBC driver, ODBC data source name. So the SN stands for data source name. In here, we will try to add ODBC data source. So you just have to add, but in here I use SQL Server as ODBC driver, not RDB, not the other RDBMS. But if you have you have need to add the other data ODBC driver for other databases, so you just have to download the ODBC driver. In here, I will show you how to add the ODBC driver for SQL Server. Just click Add. In here, we can see there is so much driver. So actually, if you have already download and installed the driver, it must be show in this list. In here, because I don't have another driver except for SQL Server, so I just try to show you how to add the driver for SQL Server. I think for in you have to SQL Server native client 11.0. Yes.
Yes, 10 and 11.
Yes, you just have to choose the 11 and click finish. So you can naming your data source name is up to you. Like this, description, just leave it server. Okay, oh, I forget. So server is a server name. So you can copy from your SSMS and paste. Oh, I'm sorry, because I click the drop down. I have to wait. Okay. Oh, where is it? Okay, just paste in it in the server. Okay, can you follow me? Click next. It's just optional, so we will choose the second one. In here, input your new account. Okay. You already input it, so we can go to the next step. In here, you can change the default database. Maybe in here default, you can choose the marketplace. and the other just left it. Okay, I have already for as at the so I changed the native line. Oh, okay. You can try to use it maybe Nerlip. In this case, maybe I choose the native client, but if you want to test the ODBC driver 70, it it's it is it works or not, you can choose it. But if you want to follow me, maybe you can just try to choose the native client, and in the end, the step is it will be the same. It will be the same. You have to input your server name, what is your DSN, and what is your account. Okay, next. In this, just leave it. So click finish. So will be show the pop-up like this and test your data source if you're success or not. Okay, test completed successfully. So your ODBC data sources is a success. Okay. And here we can see there are a new data source name. There are SQL new connection that I have already added now. So I will use it for configure the ODBC data sources. Just click OK. Have everybody success in create account and ODBC data source name? Maybe you can share your screen and I will help you. Okay, thank you, Ms. Rosalinda. Okay, because everybody now have data source name, so we will just try it. Okay, in here in the right, so you remember, right? We must drag the data flow tags in the center, into the center. So double click the data flow tags. In the data flow environment, you just have to find the ODBC sources. If you feel difficult to find it, you just have to type it. ODBC source. Make sure that you choose ODBC source, not ODBC destination, because now we will try to use ODBC source. Drag to the center. Okay, in ODBC source, double click to configure it. In here, maybe we not find anything, so just click new. It's because I have already added, so we just have to click new. I think you don't have anything in data connection list, new. And in here, because we already have a data source name in this dropdown, maybe we will see the list of data source name, right? You see yours? Do you see yours? Do you see your data source name in here? Just choose your data source name like this. And for username, input your new account. Okay. After this, we test the connection. Okay, test connection success. So how about the others? You have the same result?
Yes.
Okay, good. So just click OK. Choose the data connection. Okay. In here, just left the data access mode in table name. So in here, we just have to choose what is the table that we want to export to another format. In here, maybe I just try to region because it has not many column in region table. So I just choose it. But if you want to choose another table, it's up to you. But if you want to practice in another time, maybe you can just follow me. So in this, you can click preview to see the data and columns. Okay, everything okay? Okay, click OK. So ODBC source is already configured. And now we just have to prepare the destination. So in this case, we will choose a flat file destination. Where is flat file destination? It is in other destination. There is flat file destination. Just drag it. Okay, there are a question or how can I reopen the SSIS toolbox? Okay, you have to click view in here, view. You can try to click other windows. In here, SSIS toolbox. You find it? Okay. If you want to pin it, just click. So it can auto hide. It will not be hide. Okay, in flat file destination, we must prepare the CSV file. Same with the Excel document, so we must prepare our destination file. And here, maybe we just click our, okay, if you want to create new, maybe you can just like this, region, test, CSV, and the naming is up to you. Region test, CSV, click it, click the Excel file, and in here you can just save as. Maybe you can choose save as type CSV like this. So the extension will be changed. And close it. So I already prepared my CSV file like this. Region text csv.csv. Have you already have a CSV file?
So it's empty, right? Or
yes,
we have to put
right.
the column name?
It's empty.
Okay.
Just left it empty. So in here, double click, yes. And in here, we don't have flat file collection manager, so click new. Okay. Yes. So will be show the pop-up like this and browse. Determine your CSV file. If you don't see anything, you can just choose all files in here. Okay. Oh, of course you can. Maybe we will, if we have a time, we can discuss it, how to automate it, our job. Yes, we can do automatization in SSIS. In here, I have a CSV file, region text csv.csv. I choose it. And for text qualifier, maybe in the CSV file, default, it has a double quote like this, right? And for column names in the first data row, just check it like this. Oh, okay, I know that. Okay, yes, okay. Okay. If we relate the blue arrow from ODBC source to flat file destination, in here we can see we have a column name same with the input column from ODBC source, right? Do you have to?
I'm sorry. Can you please repeat again the step on the flat file connection manager editor?
Okay, flat file, new, okay. Browse your file in here, all files, so you can see your CSV file. Choose your CSV file, open. In here, default in CSV, there are a quote like this. It use double quote. So just type it.
Would you please open the CSV file in the Notepad, because I think, is it really empty or only the column name?
Okay, in my CSV file, it's just empty.
Just empty. Okay.
Yes.
Can we see if you open the CSV in the Notepad?
In the Notepad?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, because I'm not sure how to mapping the column while we don't have the column name in the CSV.
Okay. So in here, I will show you. In here, we check the column names in the first data row. So it means we will spare the first row as the column names. So the column names, where will we get the column names? I will show you later. In this, check this and make sure the column. Oh, it's because I already relate my ODBC source to my flat file. So I have here. But if I don't relate it, I have column 0, column 0. It just, maybe you can just connect it, Rian.
I cannot click OK because it said columns are not defined for this connection manager.
Okay. Can you show me?
Okay, 1 minute.
Okay, yes, columns. Oh, you just have to click the columns in the right side.
Columns in the right.
In the right side, there is a general tab, columns tab. Yes, just like this. Advanced. Advanced.
This one?
No, just leave it. Okay, in the right side, advanced.
Okay.
Preview. Preview. Okay. Oh, you can try to close it, maybe.
Okay. This one.
Okay. New. Click new. Okay. Browse.
This one.
Yes. Open. Any text qualifier, just type a double quote. Check the column names in the first data row. Okay, columns. Advanced. Yes. Why the OK column is not active? Can you show me? Just close it.
Okay.
Okay, close it too. Can you show me your?
CSP.
Okay.
I'm not sure because I make different way to use the different way to make the CSP.
Oh, okay. Maybe you just can you follow me? You create the CSV from Excel file.
Okay, so it's from the CSP. Okay, wait, region text. I will share you. Okay, this is empty, right?
Okay.
And then
Yes. Just save
yes,
as.
into CSV.
Yeah, CSV. Yes.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. This one. CSV MS DOS. Yes. Okay. Udah. Udah. I'm sorry. Yes. Save.
This one is yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Close it. Save. Okay. You can try to use it in flat file destination.
Share screen. Okay. All files. This one. Okay, is it correct?
Yes, in general, you can check the column name. Okay, you can add the text qualifier in general tab. Okay. Okay, just click OK. Okay. Just click OK and try to connect the ODBC source to flat file destination.
Is it okay if it's showing the error icon like this?
Yeah, you just have to connect the arrow and reopen the flat file destination.
Okay.
See the mapping. Okay. Is because okay, your destination column not same with available input.
Or should we add the column name in the CSV file?
No, you don't have to. But maybe if I have a problem like this, I will create a new flat file destination because usually it there is an error like this. So if you don't have to add the column name in CSV file, but if you already connect the ODBC source or the other sources to your flat file destination, the column name in your input column will be same with your destination column.
Okay.
But if you want to try it, just yes, mapping it to another column maybe. Just click OK.
But
maybe you just have to load.
It would be 2 columns, right, in the destination column?
Yes.
How to add another column in the CSV?
Okay, you can try to connection manager, tap connection manager in the right side.
Okay.
Double click, connection manager, update.
Okay.
Update in here. Okay, in here column. You already have 2 column, right? So yeah.
Okay.
Okay, coba, you can try to mapping it. You can see in the mapping tab.
Yeah, it's showing now.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like you must refresh it.
Okay, I see. Okay, thank you.
Okay. I hope everybody can follow the step. So in the second job, we can just start it to know the result. Okay, we have 34 rows in our flat file destination. Just stop it and we will see the result. Okay, like this. Oh, where is my column in here? I will try to. Oh, my column name. Yeah, it's same with you, Rian.
In mine, it's success.
Yes, I will just mapping it to column 0. Okay. Okay. You have a result like this. So yes, the error like Rian or me, it can be happen. And if you don't know what to do, just recreate your flat file destination. I think it will work
Okay.
like this because it has a problem with cache or it must be refreshed, but it's not there is nothing option to refresh your configuration. So just recreate it. I think for data loading, just still here. Maybe actually I have hands-on that is not that can be presented, but in general, the mechanism of our configuration is like that. Uh, because you already know how to configure your Excel source, you can configure your Excel destination because the configuration will be the same. And for flat file too, we already know how to configure our flat file destination. For flat file source, it will be the same too. And for ODB connection and ODBC connection, it will be have the same mechanism for configuration too. And maybe you can practice for the other table, or if you have a problem to use the SSIS, there is so many reference in Google. So you just have to type it if you have a problem. So many people in there are already try to use the SSIS, so they have the same problem with you and they have a solution for that. So you just can explore for the detail. And for the next session, my friend Ita will be present about the transformation using SSIS. Maybe please, Ita.
Okay. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I know that you are still excited to explore the data loading part, but maybe for now we will continue with the data transformation part, and then maybe you can continue exploring on your own later. Okay, so But before I start, can I ask Mr. Ryan, like, how many time do I have? Like, when will this session end? Is
I
it
think
1:30 or?
yeah, around 30 half hour.
Okay.
Is
Okay, since
it
I
enough?
only, well, we will see what we can
Okay.
learn. Yeah, and maybe I will just share the further references for the participants to learn. Okay, so I'm going to first explain about the data transformation itself before we move on to the hands-on and the practice session. Well, first of all, we've learned about data manipulation language in the first day in the part two. Data transformation is basically, some of them is similar with data manipulation language. So basically what we do during data transformation is we can sort the data, we can merge the data with other data, or we can look up to a reference data set, and then we can perform union with other data sets, and we can also aggregate the data, split the data, and so on. Okay, so basically that's what we did for data transformation. And as you've seen in the SSES software, you can see that there are a lot of stages for transforming the data. Some of them are like this one for aggregation, and then there's for lookup, merge, sort, and so on. And for now, we're going to talk about the basic transformation, but later on you can explore as you need, as you require for your data processing by yourself. Okay, so for sort is basically arranging your data, whether is it in ascending or descending order. So for example, for code, it is from 1 to 3, that's ascending, or for alphabetical data for name, you can sort like from A, B, C, D, and something like that. That's sort. And then next, there is merge and merge join. So merge basically is when you combine two data sets. This is the example. So maybe you have like the data in the database and you have another data set in a flat file. So you merge those two data, and then the end result will be the combination of those two data sets. Like for the example, the OLEDB source is 16 row and this one is only 2 rows. So the merge result will be 18 rows, something like that. That's for merge. And one thing that needs to be noted is that for merge, you need to have the data sorted first. And then next, for merge join. Merge join is basically similar to join in data manipulation language. It can allow you to perform full join, left join, or even inner join. And since it is basically a joined operation, as you can see here, actually, it depends on your data, but when we're talking about like inner join or full join, the number of rows doesn't always add up. Like in the merge, you see that the number is 16 plus 2, so it's 18. But for join, since sometimes you add like one new column instead of adding new rows, so sometimes the rows it doesn't increase, it stays the same, or even decrease sometimes if there is no match. Maybe it will be clearer when we practice later. Okay, that's for merge and merge join. First of all, if you feel like I'm talking too fast or something, just remind me and I'll try to slow down. And then next we have union all. Union all is basically similar to merge, but instead of only combining two data sets, you combine multiple data sets. And it can also come from multiple sources, whether it is database, OLEDB, ODBC, or even flat file. And similar to merge, at the number of rows, the end result will be the accumulation of the number of rows from each sources. So for example, in this one, from database, we have 16 rows. From the flat file, we have respectively 2 rows and 2 rows. So the end result is 20 rows there. I think that gives the illustration of the union all. And the difference between union all and merge is that for union all, you don't need to sort the data first. So you can just merge them without sorting it. Okay, that's for union. And now a conditional split. conditional split is, you can see that it is the opposite of a merge and union. So when in merge and union, you combine data sets into one output. In conditional split, you split one input into multiple output. So you can see here, from a single input, that is a database with 8,000 something rows, we split it into multiple outputs. That is, for this example, there are 3 outputs. So for this case, this is about this is about shopping data. So you split it based on whether or not it is the sale is a large scale, the number of sale is large, you categorize it into large scale. If the number of sales is like low, you categorize it into small scale. Or if it's sell for free, then it is a free gift. You can categorize your data like that. That's the use for conditional split. And yeah, basically you split the data based on a condition that you define. Okay, that's for conditional split. And let's, oh no, for lookup, as I've said before, lookup is where, wait, sorry, my battery is low, wait a minute. Okay, and for lookup is where you use your data and use a reference data set. We will see later in the practice session, but just for an illustration. So we have this marketplace data, right? And we have the region table. So in marketplace data, we use region code. When we want to know the region name, we need to look up the region table because the region name variable is in that table. That's basically the use also of lookup. And it's kind of similar with join actually. And yeah, that's for lookup. We will see later in the practice. And next is for aggregation. So aggregation is similar to the function that you use in data manipulation language. You can perform an aggregation using several SQL functions such as count, count distinct, sum, average, minimum, or maximum. And you can choose which variable that's going to act as a group by variable. And usually, as we've learned in the day one, the dimension is used for group by and the measures or the value is used for aggregation. And then next is derived column. So as the name says, derived column is basically when you create a new column based on a already existing column. So you derived a column into a new one usually using some expression. It can be like mathematical expression. So for example, you want to calculate the profit that a shop is earning. So maybe like you multiply the sales amount with the price and you finally earn the turnover value. You can use derived column to calculate that. And then another example is for maybe employee data. You have a column, first name column and also a last name column. You can combine these two columns and create a new column, a new derived column, and called it a full name column. So you can also perform that. The expression is really a lot. There is a lot of variety that you can do with this. And if there is enough time, we will see later in the practice. Okay, now we are going to straight up into the hands-on and practice session. I'm assuming that you've already all have your SSIs opened. So we're just going to go straight into that. Okay. From the previous session with Mrs. Novi, I'm assuming that you already have a connection manager to a marketplace database, right? Okay. I'm assuming that you all have that. You all have that connection to the marketplace database because we will be using that. And maybe I'll also send a file into the chat box. This is a flat file that maybe we can use later to perform aggregation. Wait. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Or maybe we can just do it later. But for now, let's perform the sort first. Okay, so for sorting is, you basically sort the data. For example, let's use the region data set. And wait, we use the OLEDB sources because we want to connect to the marketplace data that we already have. And you just drag and drop the OLEDB source from the right pane to the middle pane. I'm assuming you are in this pane already, the data flow pane. Ensure you are in data flow and not in control flow. So after you drag and drop the OLE database sources, you double click on that, and then you will see that we can choose right here, the data access mode. You can choose whether you want to select a certain table or whether you want to perform an SQL command. But for now, we will use the table or view, and we can choose which table that we want to use. For now, let's just use region. And you can preview your data if you want. And yeah, so for now, our region data is sorted by region code, right? So let's say for an example, you want to sort it by region name. Okay, that's okay. And then we look for the sort function. It's in here. Or if you have difficulty finding it, you can just type sort in the search box right here, and it will appear. And then you drag this blue line to the sort box, and then you click on the sort box. You choose which variables that you want to use for sorting. And as for now, we choose all of that. But for the sorting, we want to sort by region name and ascending. So we kind of change the sort order. The region name is 1 and the region code is 2. Let's say that's for an example, sorry. And yeah, for now I use ascending. You can also use descending if you want. Okay, that's an okay. And because we don't want our database to be filled with the data that we don't need, and since for now we're only trying to learn the basic use of this, we are going to use flat file destination to save all of the files from our practice session. Okay, so you drag this one, flat file destination, you put it right there, and then you drag the blue line from sort to the flat file destination. And then in the flat file destination, you can create a new one if you haven't already, if you don't have any. So for now, we want to sort the region. So to make it easy for us later, if we have a lot of flat file destination, let's name it region sorted. So the condition manager name is region sorted. And then in this box, we define where we want to save the file. So I'm creating a new folder, data transformation, or you can save it anywhere you want. But just to make sure in this one, choose CSV files because you want to save it as a CSV files. Yeah, and just write what's your new file name that you want. Region sorted.csv, for example. Okay, now we have that. For the format, you can just leave it as it is. We won't change much. And you can see that the column is already generated automatically. So the interesting thing about data transformation is you don't have to create the file first while you choose the file right here. The file will automatically be created when the job is done. And the column is automatically will try to adjust the input column. And for our cases, since our input column is region table, which have region code and region name column. So our file destination is automatically have that column. Okay, that's for column. For advanced, you can leave it at that. But if you need to change maybe the column delimiter or type, you can do it right here. But for now, we wouldn't do any of that because this is just to understand how sorting works. Okay, just click on the mapping and you will see that we mapped from the input column region code to the region code. Just ensure that you map the right column to its right pair. Okay, and then click right here, start. And you'll see that it's done. Now you click the stop button right here. Click the file destination and you can preview your data. Now you see that instead of being sorted by region code, now your data is being sorted by region name in ascending order alphabetically. So from A, B, C, something like that. Up till now, can every one of you follow me, or is there any problem? Or I'm too fast? I'm sorry if I'm too fast.
I think it's okay.
Okay. Okay, I'm hoping that it's also working just fine for other representatives because yeah, sort is basically a simple one. And then next, after sort, we'll see about merge. Okay, so for merge, wait. Oh, I will try to upload the file. Wait a minute. While I'm performing this, if any of you have any problem, just raise your hand or write in the chat box, please. So is everyone doing just fine? What about the other representative? Can you sort your data? Is the output the same as mine?
And for your information, this session also is recorded and published to the YouTube. So in case you need to follow the step, you can follow the step in the YouTube as well. I will share the YouTube link later.
Oh yeah, okay. Hopefully you can also follow through that. And now I have shared two files from the chat box through the chat box, the category 2 and the category level. So please download that file since we're going to use that to perform our merge example. Have you downloaded that already?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So for now, for our merge, what we are trying to do right here is we have the category tables right in the marketplace database, and now we kind of want to merge it with a new category. So in the category 2, you see there is like a new category right there, 3 categories: books, accessories, and toys. We want to merge it with the existing database. So what we do is, I'm sorry. Okay, the OLEDB source, you can just keep it right there. And then after that, you kind of use the merge stage. Okay, this one, merge. You drag the blue line. For this one, for the output, you can just click OLEDB source output as it is. And then for the input, you can use merge input one. So what is this actually? Because for merge, usually we use 2 files, right? Whether it is from database or from file. So for this one, merge input 1 and merge input 2. You can choose this merge input 1 for the database. And then we drag another sources that is a flat file sources. Flat file sources right here. You can just drop it and double click on it, and you choose create new. You can actually, for me, since I already have it, maybe, yeah, but basically okay, let's just create together. Then category 2, you can just use category 2. And then you can choose the files that you're going to use. For me, it's right here, this one. You can choose that, click open, and for everything else, just, yeah, let it be as it is. Okay. Okay. And as you know that for merge, we need to sort the data first. So instead of directly, I'm sorry, I kind of forgot. So instead of directly dragging the merge button, you first need to use sort. Up till now, is everyone following just fine?
So why we have to use the sort and cannot directly use the merge?
Well, that's an interesting question. Actually, this is the characteristic of the merge stage itself. So I think the merge stage need the data to be sorted in order for it to be able to perform. If you don't want to sort the data, then we can just use union.
I see.
Yeah, or we can just use union for now. So it can be more simple, right? Because basically it is similar. So right here, you can just drag the blue line for this one too. And then in the union all, you can see that this one, the output column name, it will be automatically similar to your input, that is region code and region name. And you just to ensure that the input because you know we have two inputs, just make sure that the input is also the same. That's, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, this one is still in region. Sorry, it's supposed to be category. Okay, so we change it to category. For me, unfortunately, it's still in region. For now, for merge, we use category. So you choose category right here. Ensure that the column is category already. Click OK, and then, yeah, sometimes you need to recreate the line. Just click on it and delete it, and drag new one. That also works. And then in union all, we can, it's still remembering from the previous input to this region. So sometimes you need to drag a new one. Just delete this one and drag new one. So yeah, drag the blue line. Now it's supposed to be C category code for all category codes, and the from input one is also category code and category name. Just make sure for this one is also category code and category name. Wait. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's see. So what it is saying is that you can click right here in the line, in the blue line. You can see the metadata right here. And you can see the data type for your data. And we can see that for the database, the category name data type is data this one, data WSTR. But for the flat file sources, the metadata is data WSTR without data STR without W. So sometimes we need to change that. So yeah, if the data type is different, then you can perform a merge or a union. So you need to ensure that your data type is the same. Or if it's just actually if it's similar, just a different in the SSIS, you can also change it through here. So you can perform, category new for the column. Oh, I'm sorry. In here, you can perform, so in the line, you can perform right click. Because this is the tricky thing about the data transformation. Sometimes, oh yeah, it's STR. We need to change it. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Okay, so in the flat file sources, please right click, show advanced editor. And then in the input and output properties, you can change it right here. Direct your direct to the category name, and this one right here, change it to this one. So from the database, the data type is Unicode string instead of just string. Yeah, so we need to make sure it is the same if you want to perform that. Yes? Anyone want to ask question? Oh, no. Okay. Just change the data type and enlarge it if you didn't see the OK button. Click OK. And it is just a warning that because we have changed the data type, but it should be fine right now. Now it has changed from only str to WSTR. Now in Union, we can choose category name. Okay, and then for the our destination, we can also choose what file destination. This one. Just drag the blue line, and then for your file destination, you can create a new one. Just let it be a delimited type. Let's say category merge. That's what we want to create. And then for this, we kind of create this file because category merge is not existing, right? We create that file, category merge.csv, and it will create automatically just like before. And for the column name and everything, just let it be as it is. Ensure that the mapping is done. Okay, it is done. Click OK, and then start your job. Okay, we will see that everything is done. Click stop and see the result. You can click on the flat file destination in the result and then click preview. Now we will see that from previously, we've got the first 5 category from database and the third last category from the flat file. And the result is the combination of both of those. That's how you use union and merge. But for merge, you need to sort it first. Basically, that's the use of that. Okay. Okay, now that's for merge or union and union all. Now for merge and join. For merge and join, we use the, we need to use the sort first. Wait, sort. Right here, but for sort, you don't need to like configure anything that much. You just, it's just kind of there to help you with the merge join step. I'm sorry. Okay. So from the OLE database, we still use the category for merge and join. This one, category.
May I ask?
Yes, please.
Okay. In the object, sometimes it's showing the 2 lines, blue line and red lines. So far, we always use the blue line. So what's the function of the red lines?
Oh, right. Okay, so actually the red line is usually used for when a lookup, let's say for lookup or for, yeah, mostly for lookup. So let's say that we have a table, region table, right? And then we have the marketplace data. So in region table, the region code is only like 1 to 5. We only have like 5 region. But somehow in the marketplace data, there the region code is 1 until 6. So the records where the region code is 6, it wouldn't have a match, right? Where we join it with the region table. You can use this line to direct that no match record, that record has no match to another file, something like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so you can say that it is for like no match value, or for like error value. You can also use that. So in case during merge there is like maybe a data type that's not compatible, you can direct that result to another file. So instead of having the whole job failed because of a record, of an error from a single record, you can just direct that record that's not compatible to another file.
I see. So
Yeah.
basically, it's to split like error record, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
it's to error handling, you can say.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for the question. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Okay, so this one for OLEDB, we're going to perform sort. Just click all and let the default value be as it is, ascending. And then we use flat file sources. Flat file source, we use, for now, we use category level. Create new one. We're going to use the category level CSV, so we use that as the name. So to make it easier for us, and choose the file, this one, category level. Let everything be as it is. And just for you to know, the category level data is basically like this. So let's say that we have that category, right? Handphone, accessories, food and beverage, and there is another table that categorize group that category by a level. Like, let's say the food and beverage is a primary need, so the category level is primary. And then let's say it is a fashion or something, and it's a secondary needs, secondary level, or maybe electronics or computer is a tertiary level, something like that. And just to help us understand better, I intentionally, for the category B code, I intentionally don't put a category level, just so we can see how it will affect our data. And then I add another code that is F code, which is not existing in the category table, right? Because we only have like 5 categories, and we will see how that work. Okay, for column, just let it be. And then also, sort. Also use sort for this. Use the, just use the default options. And then now we use merge join. This one, merge join. From sort, this is similar to the previously. The output is the sort output, and the input is, since we have to input, you can use which one is left, which one is right. Actually, it doesn't really make any difference. Just maybe the difference, yeah, it's not that much different actually. Just maybe like the arrangement of the column, like which one that's going to show first. Maybe that's will be different. Wait, this is kind of blue line. Okay. Okay, and then for this one, yeah. So if you have already chosen for this one, that this is the left join output, then automatically the other one will be the right join input. So you don't have to choose anymore. And then in the merge join, if it's too small, you can just enlarge it, and you will see the column there. So the column from both input, it's both have category code and category name, and we want to use category code as a join key for category name, because that's the similar one, right? Yes, we don't. Oh, sorry. We choose join key. Oh, wait. Oh yeah. Yeah, so ensure that you checklist right here because we want to include the value from both column. And then you can choose the join key. Like for example, the category code. For this one, we use category code as a join key. And then we choose, for now, we choose left full outer join. So we'll see. And we'll see how the result will be. Okay. Up till now, I think it's still understandable, I believe. And then you drag a flat file destination. You create a new connection manager for your flat file destination. For this one, it's category. Actually, I already did this category merge join, or let's say category full outer join or anything. And then, oh yeah, and this one you can also type the name of your files that will be created. Open, and then you will see that the column is generated already. But for now, we also have category code column. If we don't want it, if we just want the category level, then we can click OK first. And then in the mapping, you can click OK first, and we will edit the merge stage. So in the merge stage for this one, yeah, for this one, you don't need to check this maybe. Just so we only use this for the join key, but we don't need to have this as a new column. That's what it means basically. So if you check the box right here, it means you add that as a column. And the box right here is to signify which column you want to use for join key. Okay, and you see the error right here because the column just changed. And instead of creating a new flat file connection manager, you just choose the one that you've created. You choose update. And we will see in the column. Oh, wait. You can reset the column. Cancel first. Oh, or you can just drag a new one. Sometimes you need to do that after changing a properties or something that we like what we've just done. Drag a new one, but yeah, use what you've already created. That's category full outer join. In my case, click update, and you'll see that the column now it's already automatically updated to only having 3 columns. Click OK, and then for the mappings, just let it be as it is. It automatically mapped that, and then you can start your package. Up till now, does everyone following just fine, or is there any trouble? So maybe you have trouble, an error in your, because for me, you see that it's working just fine. Everything is checked, and we can check the result right here. Click preview. Now you'll see. This is now we have a new record right here, tertiary. But as you know, previously we don't have we have actually the category code supposed to be F in here, but because we omit the category code for the second input, so it doesn't appear right here. Only the tertiary value is appearing. That's full outer join. And if you want to see for how inner join works or how left join works, or if you want to explore what will the result be if you use this column also, you can try that on your own later. Just to make sure that you already know the basic concept and the basic use of this merge join, because unfortunately we don't have enough time. Okay, so that's for merge join. And then next we're going to, after merge join, sort, merge, union, merge join, we will have Wait. Okay. Maybe we can have. Oh, there's a chat. Maybe we can perform aggregate. Or this is like 11 and 48 already. Shall we stop? Or maybe there is because of Friday prayer, usually in Friday.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you can stop, but maybe if you can quick answer the question from the
Sure.
Narlin Japai, can
Oh,
we
sure.
automate the job?
Wait, I don't see the question. Oh,
Yeah.
can we automate the job? Oh, I see. Yeah, so for everything that we've done in SSIS, we can automate them. So in the SSIS, there is this one in the package. You can, if you see in the left and right here, you
I'm
can
sorry.
right click
I
and,
think the screen is not shared yet.
oh, sorry. Okay. So if you see right here in the right pane in your package, you can right click and then perform a deploy. This will deploy your job, and then you can also set some like parameter for automatization. So whether you want to automate it to be performed like daily or during midnight or weekly, something like that. You can do that. You can, but usually for automatization, you can only use it if the structure of the data is the same throughout that throughout the time. Because if the structure of the data is changing, of course you need to adjust your job to accommodate that change in the structure.
Okay.
Does that answer the question? But yeah, for the detail, I think there wouldn't be enough time to explain this. Maybe if we have the opportunity, we can talk more about it later in the part 3.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Okay. So thank you very much for BPS Indonesia for your sharing and your effort to on the preparation of this workshop and material. So yeah, I think we are all interested in this topic, but since the limited time for the pending question or we can continue in the part 3, and even after the part 3 we still have the pilot project. So this is not one time training will be end, but it will be continue training and continue to the pilot project. So again, thank you for the participant and for the trainer especially. For the next part, which is part 3, we will send the email on the detail for the time and schedule. So thank you very much. I think since it's already almost start for the Friday prayer, we can end the training now. So thank you very much again for the BBS and the participant.
Thank you, everyone.
Everyone.